Have you ever tried reading while walking? It's almost as if the rhythm of your steps slowly soaks into the book. There's a butterfly from the story flying right in front of you, just so that it could shatter into 1,000 water drops only a moment later. And suddenly, there is no line between here and there.
I came to Watermill for the first time in the summer of 2013, and for me one of the biggest things that I got out of being here was finally feeling like I was part of a community of artists. That, growing up I came from a small town and we didn't have access to a lot of arts, and as I got a little bit older and I went to college, I thought this would be this great opportunity to be working with people of all different artistic backgrounds. But the school system was so segregated. Music students were in their own department, dance students in another, and visual arts students in another department. But here you have people from all different backgrounds, all different countries, and they come together to produce work together as a community and leave as a group of friends.
If I had to give a color to Watermill, I would say white, because it's... Because, of course, everything here, it's for me so white, bright, and, I don't know, organized. And yes, it's a piece of heaven, I think.
To people who don't know, I often describe it as a bubble, because somehow we're so disconnected with what happens in the daily life while we're here. And I think that forest surrounding the center creates that environment as well physically. It makes this space timeless.
So he said, how long should I do something at the end of the performance? I said, as long as you want. So he said, 10 minutes. So Chris, after we finished the performance, he went to the center of the platform and he said the word tape recorder for 10 minutes.
Okay, take 3 minutes to walk 1 meter. I don't like to work in a room alone. I work always with a group of people, and that's how Watermill is done. We do things collectively together.
Well, Watermill is a very special place, first of all, because it's a place of the spirit. And how few places are there in this world which have a soul, and how few places are in this world which encourage young people to participate in the arts and culture and discourse. And how lucky to be in such a beautiful place, beautifully designed, generous in its spirit, affirmative of art. It's just a unique place in the world.
So over the last 4 or 5 weeks, we've worked on things outside of our artistic calling or comfort zone. We've worked in the garden. We cleaned and cooked. We've moved a house. What exactly does this work for you have to do with artistic creation?
I think it's all a part of one whole.
I have learned a lot from Bob Wilson the first time I met him and I met his art. His existence unlocked a universe of possibilities for my future creations.
Spaces can be lived in, you can have performance, you can have workshops, you can have exhibitions, you can move art objects in and out. I don't have anything in glass boxes, it's all open. So you live with some awareness of the history of man through these artifacts. It's a living space.
Dombang, dombang, lari dombang, dombang kara yang kodong.
Good morning. AJ, when does the
benefit is our main fundraising event to allow us to grow throughout the year and to support our artists for years to come and for year-round residency program, which is very important to the future of the foundation. It also has become one of the best arts events, not just in the Hamptons, but throughout the world.
I truly appreciate you writing me back and opening yourself, rather than just ignoring my miserable circumstances, which I let myself into.
My body that gives itself to you.
another bid of $50,000 now. $50,000. Fabulous lady down there at $50,000. Against you, sir. Anyone else than $50,000? Now would be the moment to raise your hands. So, congratulations.
I went out of the school, theater school in Lyon 1 year ago, and I was like, okay, this is a very hard work, but continue to trust in people, continue to trust in art, continue to trust on your passion, and it's like just to meet Bob is like I don't know how to explain it.
To experience something is a way of thinking.
But it can be as much as 50 or 60 milliseconds after the visual event. Well, the obvious evolutionary explanation is that in the world in which we all evolved, light travels faster than sound by a considerable amount. So the asymmetry is interesting, and then the window itself is interesting.
You've had a very open house policy here at Watermill, inviting artists with completely different artistic approaches than your own. Why is it important to you to invite artists with different aesthetics here to work in a space that you've created?
Well, I think what was right for me and my life and my work was something very personal. It wouldn't necessarily be right for you or anyone else.
Breath, amplified recording.
I think it's important to keep in mind that this is not a Robert Wilson temple. He always says Watermill is not about his work. It's just, it's the legacy, it's the framework he leaves for other artists to make work in.
What did I learn from Bob? Well, I learned how to be still.
I will trust in the Lord.
Watermill has been very helpful in starting the careers or supporting the work of many young artists. People who've come here and worked together, met new people, they've met your way of working. And what has Watermill done for you to change the way you work?
First of all, it gives me a chance to work in the United States. I've been for 47 years on the road, living in hotels and apartments that are rented for a month or 6 weeks or whatever. This is something different. It's home.